Confessions. Hi, I'm Giles Coren, and I'm here to confess my sins.
What's the rudest thing you've ever said to your mum?
Fuck off. I say it all the time. I tell her to fuck off all the time. She's an awful woman. I mean, really? I've said, fuck off, you never loved me. That's why you're such a shit mum. So, yeah.
And what's the rudest thing you've ever said to Sue Perkins?
I've never said anything very rude to Sue. I love Sue. I'm only ever horribly rude.
You don't love your mum?
Whoops!
Have you ever accidentally farted on camera?
Deliberately many times, accidentally never. But wait till the sound man is taking a bite of his sandwich and then fart into your mic when he's got the cans on. It's my favourite thing.
Have any of them ever made it through to air, as far as you know?
The supersizer thing with Sue was there was a lot of burping. I did a lot of sort of staged burping. But I did a lot of kind of, you know, joke burps, farts. But in that show, I tended not to actually fart in case I followed through into really expensive costumes.
Have you ever fancied a friend's partner?
Well, I fancy Xander's wife, Hannah.
That's your wife's sister?
My wife's sister, yeah, I fancy her. Not as much as I fancy the oldest sister, Harriet. There's 4 altogether of the sisters. I often talk with Xander about you can make the perfect girl using different bits of the...
So your wife is imperfect?
4 sisters. She's not imperfect, no, but I'm just saying that, you know...
She could be better if she had some of her sister in her.
If she had me and some of her sisters is the thing.
What would happen if your gran could see your browsing history?
My browsing history, yeah, it's Google searches for myself and a load of filthy wank fodder. Quite often, it's basically, I usually search for people doing terrible things to women who look a bit like my wife. So what you will generally get is red hair, freckles, big boots, spank, orgasm. And so I literally don't know what my grandparents would have made of that.
What's the silliest mistake you ever made professionally?
The silliest mistake I've ever made professionally, I don't know. I sent an email once to a sub which was very, very rude and angry, and it got leaked. And then I was on the front page of The Guardian, is this the angriest man in Britain? And there are people who think I'm supposed to regret that, but basically it's because of that email that I'm here, that anybody gave a shit about me and I started getting TV work, so no.
Who in your line of work are you most jealous of?
I'd take Clarkson's money quite happily from the Amazon deal. Clarkson's like a shit version of me who gets paid more, so yeah, I suppose him, but I'm not jealous.
Not bitter either.
No.
Have you ever taken a phone call while in the toilet?
Oh yeah, I mean my producer on this show, I wait until I'm having a shit and then phone him because it's just fun.
Do you regret anything you've ever written?
If you're a journalist and you never regret anything you write, you're not trying hard enough to be interesting. So I always try to write things that are interesting and engaging and make people angry, and quite often I realise I was completely wrong. Sometimes halfway through writing the piece, but I think, fuck it, I'm halfway through now, and I carry on and I publish it and I make people sad, and I regret it quite often.
Finally, have you lied during this interview?
Yes.
What about?
Just then, when I said that I lied. Until then I hadn't.
That's quite meta.
It is quite meta. I am quite meta.